Gurley. And he's got some space here. And touchdown! Todd Gurley joining only Gale Sayers' his men with a 6-touchdown performance in a single game. And the Rams just continue to pour it on.
But without a doubt, all credit's got to go to the runner. Found his way into the end zone, but the defensive guys just not wrapping up well when they try to tackle him.
And that's the thing. You've got to wrap up. A lot of times these days you see guys, they just want to go as hard as they can and throw their body at somebody. That's not old school football, though.
No, old school football is fundamentals. Wrapping up, locking your hands, and trying to get him on the ground.
And he'll bang that one through. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go now.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Now Cousins. He's got time. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Robert Quinn in there to drop him for a loss on the play. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Caught on the right side, Reed. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Set, 3-19. 3-19.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Out to the left here to Reed. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
A first down throw for Cousins. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. On second down, Cousins again. And Reed with it over the middle. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards. On the play. Third down and 3.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Third and short yardage. Cousins got his target, Pierre Garçon.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
And the hands team for the Rams able to secure the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
On the handoff, it's Gurley. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Tackle made by Perry Riley.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Another carry now for Gurley. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on third. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They'll run for it with Mason. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Trey Mason, a 23-yard run. And the Rams have got it on cruise control. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run, making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle, no running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
And he's able to put it through. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
First down, here's Cousins. Complete to the right, this is Garçon. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And this will probably be the last play they can squeeze in here before the 2-minute warning.
Defense always has to be careful in this situation. A lot of teams like to take a shot.
So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Cousins on first down. Caught left side, Garcon. They'll get 19 yards there. And it's good enough for a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Cousins. That escapes the sack. Look at the time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Cousins now on second down. Surveying the field. Out to the left here to Reed. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
From the gun, here's Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Ayers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, you're trailing. It's the fourth quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Another good run there, and now we're seeing an offense that's imposed its will on a defense. When we talk about that all the time, what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're in the huddle saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space. On the defensive side of the ball, not only have they imposed their will against you, you're almost powerless to figure out what you're doing there, but you got to keep your spirit up at the same time, and they're taking that too. Into the fourth quarter now. The offense has got to feel like they've imposed their will and kind of taken the life out of the defense. And you can see it from the perspective of the guy carrying the football. Those holes have to look huge, similar to a great hitter. Seeing a ball come into the plate and he's in the zone, the ball looks like a beach ball to him. He's just smacked.
everybody. I'm Larry Ridley.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Washington Redskins and the Los Angeles Rams. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here's the first carry for Matt Jones. And he'll get it up here. This time to the 21. Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And there's a flag on the field.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Defense maybe trying to guess the snap count there, and it costs them 5 yards. 3 yards left to grab here on 3rd down. Third and short yardage. Cousins steps away. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Pierre Garçon, the intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down.
It looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Now on 4th down, the 2014 NFL leader is a rookie in yards per punt. Tress Way on to kick it. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. Wow, incredible.
Miss.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
I love when a play results in a game that I can actually kind of fall back on one of my favorite adages, and that is anytime there's a run over 10 yards, it means that the offensive line did its job, but you know who else did? The wide receivers. Because the first 7 yards kind of belong to the offensive line and the running back. Anything after that means the wide receivers did a great job of blocking downfield, being willing to mix it up, and give them some more space to gain additional yardage.
They run. It's Gurley. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Well, that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Here's Gurley. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And a first carry of the game here for Trey Mason. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the first down yardage.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
Here we go now. Watching that body.
Now it's Gurley. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now Gurley. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Hurry up, here we go.
3rd and 2. Goff. And it's caught. Touchdown. Tavon Austin from 3 yards out. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Ah, yes, that's today's NFL defensive tackle. Not just a space eater anymore. A guy with agility, movement skills, who can rush the passer and make plays in the offensive backfield.
A play fake to Jones. Now Cousins. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
They'll run with Thompson. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front, creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility.
Throwing his Cousins. Got his target, Pierre Garçon. Give him 23 yards on the pickup.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up.
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. One man in the backfield. That's Jones. And he'll get it up the middle. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. Call it a pickup of 7.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
2nd down, Cousins. And his throw is incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Let's go!
They'll try and run for it with Jones.
All right, partner, just despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
He'll look to set up his blockers.
Let's go!
They try right side here. Gurley. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards as he's brought down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And the coach has decided to throw. And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs who signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
And they got 29 yards there. And that'll be good enough for the first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Brian Kerrigan in on the tackle. Second down, 9 yards to go. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Still second down.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
Now they run. It's Mason. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. And they convert on third with a gain of 22.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Now Mason. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
Here we go now. Philly. Here we go.
They'll run again with Mason. And he showcased the spin, but couldn't do much else as he's wrangled down. Bashad Breeland, the one that got him down. And counting the defense here, the Redskins have 6 defensive backs out there. They'll run here with Mason. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on fourth. Here we go on fourth. Goff. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on fourth.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Cousins now on second down. He sets up the screen to Jones. And they'll get him down here at the 23. And they will take a knee here. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So we've reached, and Larry apparently very brief in his report. Thanks anyway, my man, as we're already set for action. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. They showed off a nice juke of the defender, but the next wave there to bring him down. Tackle made that time by Chris Baker.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to game, and while that will burst.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. Again they run with Gurley. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Here
Now a handoff for Gurley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
So much for halftime adjustments by the defense because you know they had to talk about it. The entire first half, they struggled to contain him. And here he is coming out in the second half and establishing the same tone. Still running the football with authority, still gaining big yardage. So I just figure on the offensive side, they said, well, there is no adjustment.